Good morning, everyone. We'd like to get this webinar started here. My name is Kelly Ross, and I'm a product support analyst. And today we'll be presenting Intro to Bank Reconciliation. So this is the first time we've attempted bank reconciliation webinar here. So we'll give it our best shot here. I think I got it worked out, so it should work out here for everyone to see everything from your side there. One thing I could ask from you guys is if you could mute your mics on your side so there's less feedback coming my direction. So I'll kind of explain what we're going to be going over here a little bit here. Today we'll be going over bank reconciliation and how to deal with carryover checks, how to find and deal with missing check amounts, correct, incorrect invoice amounts, and how to correct a date. So to get things started here on this database here that I have in front of us here, I have transactions for January and February put in place. And I've already completed a bank reconciliation for the month of January. So we could see that by going to banking. And as I could see here, I have my bank reconciliation that has already been completed for the month of January. So if I click on that, it'll then come forward here for us here in a second. View report. So as you can see here, here's a completed bank reconciliation the way it would look. And the goal of a bank reconciliation is to get a difference of 0. So what we're going to be doing here this morning here is we're going to be doing a bank reconciliation for the month of February. And what I've also created for us is kind of a I guess you would say a sample bank reconciliation or a sample bank statement, I guess we would call it here. So I have a bank statement for the month of January here with my statement period and my ending values here and my transactions all in between. Very similar to what you would receive in the mail or very similar to what you would download from the internet for your banking institution. And then I have one for the month of February also here too. Same bank, ABC Bank, my statement period, February 1st to February 28th, 2019, and all my transactions off my actual bank statement with my beginning value here of $34,755.85 and an ending value there of $30,884.22. Have all my withdrawals, my deposits, descriptions, dates, very similar to an actual bank statement. So what I'll be doing here is I'll be switching back and forth, unfortunately, from the accounting software into my actual bank statement to complete this process. I won't move real quick here. I'll try, hopefully everyone will be able to catch on to what I'm doing here. I'm expecting this webinar to take us about 20-25 minutes or so, just to kind of go over and lay down the basis on how to properly do a bank reconciliation, how to deal with a few oddities within actual bank reconciliation. So we'll get started here then on this. So we want to do a bank reconciliation. So just like I did before, I go to banking, bank reconciliation, and then I'll go to reconcile bank account here. First thing I need to do once I'm in this screen here is choose which bank account I want to reconcile. So today we want to reconcile our ABC Bank checking, which is account number 1100. Then what I would then do is I'd move on to my bank statement date. So we want to do it to the end of February of 2019. So we'll update our date here. February 28th, 2019. And then now it requires a statement balance. This is an important factor here. So our statement balance would be the value, the ending value as of February 28th, 2019. So we'll just move back here and we'll grab that value. So as of February 28th, 2019, our value is $30,884.22. So we'll put that in place. $30,844. Oh, click in a box. And I forget how many cents here. We got to go back here. $84.22. Okay, so now we have our bank account in place, we have our statement date in place, and we have our statement balance in place. And so what it's going to do now is it's going to populate the grid system here with all the transactions based on our requirements of February 28th, 2019. It'll show us all the transactions that have not been cleared up until that date. So the way we'll get started here then is there's a couple different ways you could do this. What I would probably advise a person to do is when they're looking at their bank statement, you're going to be checking things off on your bank statement. I would advise you to make a couple copies of your bank statement. First of all, photocopy them, or however it is you do, or whether you want to grab an image of it, because just in case it doesn't work out, so you could always get back to a fresh bank statement that doesn't have no marks on it. So it just allows things to move a little quicker. So what we'll do here then is we could start on our actual bank statement here. So it looks like we have a withdrawal for $2,000. So we'll just select that. And we will then go and find our $2,000 here. As you can see here, we have 2,000 bucks. So we'll select that then too. And we'll go back to our bank statement. And now we have $1,250.75 from ABC Insurance. $1,250.75, ABC Insurance. We'll select that. And as you notice, when we're selecting items, our difference keeps on changing here. I'm not concerned about this difference until I have everything cleared off of my actual bank statement. I have everything in green. I know what's on my bank statement. Has then been put into my accounting software. That's the only time I'm really ever concerned about my difference. For right now, I just work with it as is, and I just keep moving through my actual amounts. So the next one is, it looks like we have $1,000 bank transfer. And so we'll look through that list here. So when I look through that list, I don't have that amount here. I'm not worried about it yet. We'll just leave it as is. We'll move on. So we have $125 from TELUS. We'll select that. And there's $125 from TELUS. It looks like we have a check for $5,000 here. A withdrawal for that amount. So we'll select that. And as you can see here, here's a $5,000 from the co-op. And we have from Wendy's $35.26. Here's Wendy's, $35.26. And it looks like we have a cash withdrawal of $200. We'll see if we could find that here on our accounting software. Yeah, $200 cash withdrawal. And then we have a check for $15,123.10. And there's our check for $15,123.10. I clear that off. And then it looks like we have a MasterCard payment of $1,501.65. So we'll scroll through here. $1,501.65. We'll select that. And then we have a withdrawal, looks like for inputs of some sort for $15,000. So we'll select that. ABC inputs, $15,000. And looks like we have a loan payment for $5,000 here. Select that. ABC Bank. That would be my loan payment for $5,000. And looks like we have a check number 103, $575.36. $575.36. I don't have that here yet. We'll scroll the way up. Not listed here, so we're not really too concerned about it yet. We'll just leave it as is. We won't clear that item off of our bank reconciliation. We'll move on. We'll get all our items cleared that we can. And so we have supermarket for $375.26. Supermarket, $375.26. Select that. Make sure that one's cleared off. And then we have PV Mart for $66.25. We do have PV Mart here, but it is the incorrect amount, $68.25. So we're just going to leave that. We'll do all our corrections after the fact here, and we'll move on. We'll get the items we can. So I'm not going to clear that item off. It looks like we have a deposit here of $13,142.30. And here's our deposit, $13,142.30. Lines up nicely. And then we have service charges of $7.50. Service charge of $7.50. Okay, so according to my bank statement here, we have a few items we need to deal with here. So first of all, we need to deal with this $1,000 here at the top of the screen. We'll work our way from top to bottom, I guess, here. So if we're looking at this actual item here, how can we actually find this $1,000 then is the next question. So the way I would do this here now is, so we have everything cleared off that we believe we can clear off. So what I would then do is I'm going to save and continue later. And what I would want to look at now is probably a general ledger report here. And this would be for our 1100 account here. So what I'm looking for now is that $1,000. I'm just going to look through here because it could be under a different date. I could have accidentally switched up my month and day, and I just need to then modify my actual day. So as you look through all our listing here for our bank account, I don't see $1,000. So that tells me I completely missed this transaction, and that's what that tells me. So let's go back and put it in place. So that was for, if I look back at my bank statement here, it looks like there's a bank transfer done in February, $1,000. So we'll assume we knew where that money was actually going to, and it was going to our savings account, we'll say. So our next step then now is to put in an actual transfer. So let's go put that transfer in place here then now. So we go to, on the left hand side, banking, transfer. Transfer from. I'm going to select our account here. And we want to go to, and we'll select our savings account. And I believe that was $1,000 even. And our date, we'll update our date because otherwise you'd still be running into problems. If you have the incorrect date, it would not be showing within that actual time period that we requested for. So I believe it was February. Excuse me. Memo. Transfer to savings. We got our date. Yeah, February. Put in a reference if you really want to. And we'll save this here. So now we have in our actual bank transfer right here, I believe it is. So then now let's go back to our bank reconciliation. We'll resume that that pending one here. Continue the reconciliation. And there's our $1,000. So we'll select that. Go back to our bank statement. Select our $1,000 there, clear that item off. So then now if I look through my actual listing here, it looks like we are missing check 103 for $575.36. So let's go back to our accounting program, save and continue later, and let's go back and look at that general ledger report again. Okay, so that amount again, just to remind myself, was $575.36. And so if we look through here, do we have that value? Yes, we do. Okay, so then that tells me it's probably a date. Yes, I must have mixed up my month and day, or I've just put in, for some reason, December 2nd. We know that should be a February transaction. So what we're going to do is we're going to close out of here and we're going to go and find that entry and we're going to edit the date. And so the date was used on the actual bank statement was, looks like around the 23rd is when a person could probably put it in for. So we'll go and find that transaction. Here it is right at the top. Click on it. And we just need to modify the date here. We don't need to change anything else. Everything else is looking good. Oh, went too far. Around the 23rd. Save that. And then now let's pop back into our bank reconciliation. We'll scroll down here. There's our $575.36. We'll confirm it here, $575.36. Okay, so the next item here that I'm not seeing on the accounting side is $66.25. So, I believe, if I remember correctly, we had a value here for PV Mart of $68.25. So, we know we need to go and make up that difference here somewhere. So, we'll save and continue later. And what I want to then do is on the left hand side here is let's go and find that transaction. And $68.25, and I believe off my bank statement I needed $66.25. So we'll update our value here. So it then adjusts our GST and PST and gives us our new total. So we'll save this. Save changes. And then now we'll pop back into our bank reconciliation. And now we're at $66.25. And we're still out of balance by $40 exactly. So what we need to do here then now is, I've cleared everything off, so let's go and confirm a couple other items. This is kind of a surprise here. So right now, one thing I would actually look at is to make sure that I have the correct statement balance in place. So right now in my program here, I have $30,844.22. I'd probably write that down on a piece of paper here. We'll jump back into our software here. And right here, there's my problem. I put in the incorrect balance. So as you can see, that's how it affects things here. So my balance should actually be $30,884.22. So we just need to come back into our accounting software. We need to update this value here. And then now we have a difference of 0. And that's what we're gunning for here. So if we go back to our bank statement, we could clear off this $66.25. So as you can see here on my bank statement here, I've cleared off everything. I've cleared off all my withdrawals. Everything is good. I've cleared off all my deposits. And then the end result is I do have a difference of 0, which is what I'm gunning for. And so if we scroll up and scroll down, we'll notice that we actually have $1,515. It looks like a check to New Holland, dated February 28th, 2019. So what that tells me is this check doesn't clear till March. So all we do is we leave it uncleared. We do not clear it. It will clear off in March, and everything will then roll forward. I believe we probably had something like that in the beginning of this month here too. Yes, we did here. It looks like I wrote a check to a one-time supplier for $2,000 at the end of January, and as you can see, it came forward into my February's bank statement, then allowing me then to clear it off. So then the final step then to do would be is to click on Save, and that would save your reconciliation. Another item that I would also, when I'm working through bank reconciliations with clients, it could always be proved on where the value is, or everything always generally adds up, or you could find a mistake. So right now, if I'm actually working with a client and I had a difference here in the bottom right hand corner, and I did confirm with the client that they put in the correct statement date, which is off of the last date off our bank statement, and I confirmed that this statement balance, the opening value, is correct. My next step then to do is I would want to confirm that January was done correct and not forced, because I could change this bank statement balance here and force, if things are out of balance, I could force it to balance. I don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You just get yourself in more problems. But I'll show you then what I would then do if I was actually working with a client. So for right now, we'll just save and continue later. So my next step then is, if I had a difference within that actual month of February, and I confirmed, like I said, I confirmed those two items are correct, and they still can't find that difference, then I would then, like I said, we'll guide them and we'll go to the previous month. So then I would then go to January. And now we're looking at the previous month. So what I'm going to get out of this previous month here is I want to confirm that they use the correct ending value off the bank statement. That this $34,755.85 is the actual ending value as of January 31st. That they didn't force it. So I would then request the client to look at that value. Then I would request them to look at the end of January's bank statement. So I'll go back to our bank statement. And right here is our ending value, $34,755.85. Go back to the analyst program. $34,755.85. That tells me that they used the correct balance and it was not forced. So what that then tells me is, unfortunately, you guys need to go through a little bit more work in the month of February, because that tells me the problem still is in the month of February. Either missing a transaction, or incorrect decimal point, or just incorrect value altogether, something of that effect. It does unfortunately require a person to go through it with I guess you would say a finer tooth comb in that scenario. Would be the end result here. So then I would then have the client come back into this actual screen and unfortunately go through the bank reconciliation one more time. Make sure your withdrawals are withdrawals and they're not deposits. I've saw that before. Make sure decimal points is correct. Unfortunately, it does tell me that the bank reconciliation, that there's an issue then within the month of February. If I prove the month of January is done correctly and you still have a difference in the month of February, then that tells me then that there's an issue with some type of a value here or a date within the actual month of February. So that's kind of the secret to getting around and proving where the actual issue is. It always works itself out. It does take a little bit of time sometimes to figure out a complicated bank reconciliation. Another thing I also recommend doing is only do 1 month at a time. I have some people that have come to me and they're trying to put their statement date here and do a bank reconciliation for the month, for 6 months or for a number of months together. I don't recommend that. You start having problems, can't finding things. It's just in one big large ugly ball. Then break it down, do it month by month. I've even had clients that can't find the issue, and I'll even then tell them break it down smaller, do it week by week. Generally I don't have to do that, but it has been done before where they then all of a sudden bang, they see where the actual issue is. But month by month is strongly recommended. Not doing 1 year at a time or 6 months at a time. No. Do it month by month. Move on do all your 12 months in that fashion. So we will then now So we have a difference of 0, and basically the last thing to then do would be to save this actual reconciliation. For this purpose of this example, I'm just not going to save it because I want to reuse the actual reconciliation for another webinar. But yeah, so that kind of to recap what we went over today is we went over moving through a reconciliation, comparing it to the actual bank statement. We went over how to put in an entry that's missing, how to adjust an entry that has the incorrect date, how to adjust an entry that has the incorrect amount, what to do with checks that are on my accounting software but have not cleared my bank statement. And we also kind of touched on how to prove that the previous month's reconciliation was done correct, and how to then prove or work forward within the actual month that you're working in. So that will kind of conclude our webinar. So what I'll do is I'll open it up. If anyone has any questions, I'll try my best to help you out. And so yes, I'll open it up right now for questions. Otherwise, of course, you could also email us or call us the 1-800 number 2. Well, if there is no questions today, feel free to contact us at 1-800-667-7893. My name is Kelly. Or email us too, and we'll go forward from there. And I'd like to thank everyone for attending today. I hope that this was a little bit of an informed package for you, that it helps you guys out getting started on bank reconciliations and gives you guys a couple secrets on doing a bank rec. And I'd like to thank you for your time and have a good day.